The Garden Report is brought to you by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network.
Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to a practice edition of the Garden Report. Did you miss the amount of threes the Celtics took last year? You're going to see a lot more again, it feels like. Joe Mazzulla today talking about the offensive shot output, game plan, schemes offensively, what this team might look like, and we hit on where Kristaps Porzingis will play on both sides of the ball. Probably the biggest question in all this, but how many threes will this team shoot? It's a massive question, and one on many people's minds as Joe Mazzulla begins his second and first full season as head coach with an off season and all the rest. He got asked today whether he'll still be pushing to shoot as many threes as possible, and here's what he had to say about that.
The goal last year was 50 threes a game.
Was it really? Who said that?
You said that in spacing. That's what you emphasized.
Did I say 50 a game?
50 a game. That
Man,
was, yeah.
I said that?
You said that.
When?
Multiple times, right?
I said we had to shoot 50?
You'd like to shoot out. You'd love to get 50.
It doesn't mean, all right, so what I love to do and what we are doing are two different things. I love to do a lot of things.
Is that still a goal with the personnel changes? Will you try to become a more interior scoring team, or is it still three-point is the emphasis?
Listen, like, three-pointers are an extremely important shot into the game, and if you look at our roster, we have 9 guys that shoot over 38% from three, and we just acquired a center that is one of the best three-point shooters in the league and at his position. So it's going to be a strength of ours, our ability to shoot the ball. What we're able to take from last year is we have to have times where the three-point shot is important for us, and we have to make them. And then there's times that we have to play a little bit differently, whether it's in the fourth quarter or whether it's in close game situations. So the addition of Porzingis and Drew and all the guys that we have in our spacing will allow us to get, go to those post-ups, try to get to the free throw line. But at the end of the day, if you look at our roster, there's 2-on-1s all over the floor. We have to take the best possible shot. And if that is a three, that's great. When it doesn't go in, we have to crash. And then in close games, we have to be able to make tough twos, and we have to be able to get to the free throw line. And if I said 50, then shame on me. 55. I want 55.
55? All right.
The CLNS Media Network is powered by FanDuel. Sign up at FanDuel.com/Boston and get in on the action with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose.
So I'm a little torn on that answer. I think he's joking around. It's obviously going to be a lot more amicable Joe with the media this year, which is going to be awesome. But you heard him willing to have some flexibility given the roster in place here. They have a post-up threat in Porzingis, so he's willing to allow for that to be part of their offensive game plan. Mid-range last year, when you had a great mid-range shooter in Jaylen Brown, he allowed that to be part of what they do here, and then even mentions the mid-range being important for everybody, late in games and close games. So you heard the flexibility he'll allow for this year. But at his core, it does sound like he's going to want a ton of threes. Maybe not 50, as he joked around there, but it's still going to be a massive part of what they do, and it makes sense. That drove that historic level offense that produced for much of this year. The question comes in the playoffs. When teams cut off that shot, does it become more difficult to generate quality looks from outside the line? Does the team feel comfortable going to different spots on the floor at that point if that's going to be the driver of their offense? Those are still all questions from last year, but he wants to play the strengths of this roster, and they do have different strengths this year, and that's going to allow them to be more flexible. And then going forward, we'll see how they mix in the amount of threes they take versus the amount of layups and the mid-range. And we'll see that as soon as Sunday when the preseason begins against the 76ers. For now, it's been a practice edition of the Garden Report. I'm Bobby Manning. Let me know what you think below. The Celtics going to look a little different next year. And we'll see you here tomorrow for
With the busy fall season already in swing, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. Head to factormeals.com/newsfeed50 and use code newsfeed50 to get 50% off. That's code newsfeed50 at factormeals.com/newsfeed50 to get 50% off. Ever wish you could navigate the betting field with the confidence of a pro? Enter Odds Are. They're not a sports book, but they're the sports betting advisor you always needed. It's like having a playbook for smarter bets right in your pocket. I've been absolutely loving the experience, and I think you will too, especially since Celtics All Access listeners get a 30-day free trial. Elevate your game day and join the smart betting revolution. Go get it at oddsr.com/Celtics. That's oddsr.com/Celtics.